Hello. Hi guys, what's up? Hi guys, good morning. I'm still in my pajamas, I'm still cozy in bed, but I thought I'd just start today's video up here. Sorry, I just turned off my fan. That was that really annoying clicking noise that you were hearing, by the way. But anyways, I'm just gonna get straight into the topic of today's video. And this video is titled, How to Be Alone and Not Lonely. What? Oh, you guys thought that I had the answer. You thought I was gonna tell you. That's a good one. You guys are funny. You guys actually crack me up. You're hilarious. But no, unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that, okay? We're in the same boat. So I kind of just thought, you know, we could be lonely together, is what I was thinking. You know, we can hang out, we can have a little chat, maybe a heart-to-heart, if I'm feeling vulnerable and crazy. Because the truth is, being alone doesn't always mean you're lonely. In fact, I spend a lot of my time alone. But I think there are two different types of lonely. I think the most common misconception is that, you know, you're lonely when you're alone, okay? That's when you feel lonely. That's when you feel at least the most lonely, is when you're alone. However, I think most of the time I feel more alone when I'm surrounded by people. Okay, most of the time when I think about when I am feeling the loneliest, it's when I'm surrounded by people who I'm not that close with. Honestly, I would rather feel lonely by myself than alone in a crowd of people, because that is such a that's honestly the worst feeling. Whether it's feeling like, you know, you're not that close with them, they don't really know you. I feel alone when it's like that, when I feel like the people I'm hanging around don't actually really know me at all. Being left out, excluded, feeling like you don't fit in with the group can make you feel alone. Feeling like you're the only one who makes effort can make you feel lonely. And I think that is so much worse than actually, you know, just being alone. Because what is the point of hanging out with people if you still feel lonely? Okay, so I'm gonna show you that, you know, being actually alone isn't that bad. And it honestly feels better to be physically alone, enjoying your own company, rather than feeling alone and worthless with a group of people. I also think, and you know, sometimes I say this to people and it does sound kind of depressing, but honestly, it's not, it really isn't depressing, and it's actually really true, is, you know, at the end of the day, you are completely alone. And that sounds awful, that sounds scary, that sounds daunting, but if I'm being completely honest, you know, I have some really great friends that I can trust, and I have an amazing family that I can, you know, confide in and rely on and fall back on. You need to have people that you rely on. But I also think it is important to realize that, you know, at the end of the day, you are alone and you have to be okay with that. It's important to learn how to be independent and not rely on others. It's okay to rely on others. I rely on other people sometimes, but I also think that sometimes the only person you can truly rely on and always rely on is yourself. People aren't always going to be able to be there for you. There are going to be certain moments where you only have yourself and you can only rely on yourself, and I think that is so important. And you know, I say that to people and they think I'm being really like melodramatic. Is that the right word? Like, it does sound really depressing. They're like, no, Emma, like, you're not. And I'm like, well, yeah, you are. Like, you actually kind of are. And it is really important to, you know, be okay with being alone. Some positives of spending time alone, I think, you know, you really understand yourself. Like, you can develop a really strong sense of self that isn't influenced by other people. That way, like, when you make friends, you make more authentic friends, because, you know, you're not trying to be someone else. You actually make better, longer lasting, strong, authentic friendships when you have a stronger sense of self, I believe. So that's why I think it's so important to, you know, be comfortable spending time alone, and enjoy your own company. And I think that way you also figure out a lot about yourself. Like, you're not trying to be anyone else. You're not like bending what you want to do to fit in and make other people happy and whatnot. You're honest with yourself for once. Like, for once, you're not doing stuff that you don't want to do. You're doing stuff that makes you happy, that you're passionate about, you're actually interested in. You find hobbies, things that you like, and you figure all of that out without other people sort of, you know, blurring your vision and changing your mind and changing your opinions and your values and stuff, and you just build a strong sense of self. Because if you're settling for a friend group that makes you feel excluded and makes you feel like you don't fit in, it makes you feel worthless, is the truth. It makes you feel worthless, and it also makes you hate yourself, actually. Like, I'm not even gonna try and sugarcoat it. It does. It makes you slowly hate yourself. And I think that is like the worst type of lonely. Whereas when I'm by myself, you learn to appreciate yourself because that's the only company you have, okay? So I honestly don't think there is that much wrong with that type of lonely. I think that it's actually a very normal place to be in, because it is normal to feel lonely every now and again. And I think it's important to turn it into a positive rather than a negative. Start to enjoy my own company, then be lonely with a group of people where I feel like I have to hide and change myself to fit in, and I feel unworthy, is my point. So yeah, I thought for today's vlog, we could do some fun activities that I usually do when I'm alone. You know, I have you guys, that's true. I do have you guys. I'm very lucky. I'm very fortunate that, you know, if I'm ever lonely, I can just whip out my camera and I have all of my besties. Anyways, before we hang out and are lonely together, I just wanted to thank the paid partner of today's video, which is BetterHelp. So even when you are feeling completely alone, talking to a therapist can make all the difference. They're there to listen, ask the right questions, and help you handle things in a healthier way. With BetterHelp, it's super easy to get started. You just fill out a short questionnaire, and then they'll match you with a licensed therapist that they think best suits you. And if it doesn't feel like the right fit, you can easily change therapists free of charge. BetterHelp has over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, so it is definitely a platform you can trust. So if you've been feeling lonely or are just interested in starting therapy, make sure to check out the link in my description. Now, let's get back into today's video, because spending time alone doesn't necessarily have to mean being lonely. Wow. Oh, sorry, I kind of just got straight in. Wow, that was the first time I've ever actually got straight into the video. Normally I well, I guess we haven't gotten to any activities. I really do prolong the activities. I think it's because I just like talking to you guys. I was in New Zealand. We had a really fun time. I kind of didn't really vlog that much. I took some pretty videos because it snowed up on the mountains and it looked really pretty. Oh my god. And okay, so we'll go be lonely together soon, but I just need to, well, we'll go do lonely activities, I guess. But the first thing we're doing today is I'm going to tell you a really passionate and descriptive story, and you're going to be sitting on the edge of your seat. So we're in New Zealand, and Liam and I were going for we had 1 day left on our ski pass. It was our last full day in New Zealand, so we kind of had to go that day. We didn't really check the weather, but we were it looked fine. We wake up super early, drive up the mountain. Dad drives us up, even though him and Mum aren't skiing, but he drove us up because he's a blessing. And we get to the top, and Liam looks in the boot of the car, and we forgot our skis. Yeah, so we had our ski boots, we had our boots on, we were all dressed, and we just forgot to put our fucking skis in the back of the car. Anyways, so we were gonna drive all the way back down and go get them, and then I was like, oh, surely we can just hire, it won't be too expensive just to hire skis for 1 day. We have all of our gear, it's just the skis. So we ended up having to do that. So the lift's open at 9, it's literally 9, we're getting our skis, not taking very long, and then we're just gonna go hit the slopes. Then we hear an announcement on the loudspeaker, and the weather looked fine, it really did look fine. Announcement on the loudspeaker being hey, the chairlifts are all closed because of the wind. Liam and I are looking at each other okay, surely it won't be long, whatever. We go inside, get a coffee, waiting for 15 minutes. We could see that the little magic carpet things were open, and then they had opened this altar one. If you're from New Zealand, you know which one I'm talking about. It's an easy one. So, and it's right smack bang there. So we were okay, we can just do that. So we give that a run, and then it gets closed because of the wind, literally after we do one run. Which, mind you, I didn't think it looked windy, but then we were sitting on the chairlift, and the chairlift was swaying, and it was a bit intense. So anyways, all the chairlifts are closed, so you can't ski, but also the buses down the mountain don't start till 2 p.m. We're stuck at the top of this mountain, it's blizzarding outside, and we're literally trapped, they shut the mountain. Anyways, so then we were just currently trapped on the mountain, okay? No one could go down the mountain. The buses weren't going down. The conditions were really bad. All the chairlifts were closed. So we were just stuck on the mountain. Anyways, Liam and I are sitting there coloring in, whatever, everyone's inside. And then we see the chairlift going. We're like, oh, like, it's going. That's great. I've had enough coloring in. Let's just go. The people let us get on the chairlift, but just after we get on, they decide to not let any more people on the chairlift. Okay, so they're like, no, like, we're actually closing it after this one. Like, you guys go, but then we're closing it. So Liam and I are sitting on this chairlift, and it is just blowing a gale. It took so long to get up this measly little hill because it literally would have to stop. And then, like, the wind was blowing. You couldn't see anything. It was kind of chaotic. The chairlifts were rattling. Anyways, we get to the top, and when I tell you I have videos, I need to insert the videos for you to believe me how windy it was. It was a legitimate blizzard.
Wait, they closed the lift.
So Liam and I are up there kind of laughing, like taking videos, literally getting blown away. Like we started going down it, but then it got so intense that it was blowing us up the hill, like up the ski thing. We were getting blown up a vertical fucking hill. So we're just up the top, right? You can't even ski down because first of all, you can't move. And we're just freaking stuck up there. No one else is up there. Literally no one else is up the top. It's just Liam and I in this absolute blizzard.
Holy shit.
It was no joke. It was honestly so much fun. We were literally the only people on the mountain in the snow. After being stuck up there for like, I don't know, an hour. I literally want to say an hour. Time went so quick. We were just stuffing around. It was actually a lot of fun. I still can't hear properly because all of the like wind, like snow blew in my ear and then melted, so I actually still can't hear properly. And it was so much fun. So, yeah. I suddenly got really cold, so I put on this, and I think I'm getting sick, but, like, I don't want to let myself believe it. Like, I feel like there's no way my camera is about to die. Anyways, making my coffee. I haven't had an iced coffee in a while, but I'm having them today. Maybe that's why I'm cold. That's probably why I'm cold. Over the course of my YouTube journey, you know, I'm changing to iced coffee today because I randomly started feeling like it, but also I've come to the realization that when I have hot coffees, because they're like smaller, like they're a bit more concentrated, like, and I can drink them quicker because it's not like a whole like pint of like coffee. But when I've been drinking hot coffees, like I've been drinking like literally 6 coffees a day, which is not good. Like that's not good. Okay, whereas with this, like I think if I drank six of these, like I don't actually think I could do that. We'll go sit outside and enjoy this because we're hanging out. We could do some painting today, but I feel like I've inserted a lot of painting videos, and like I feel like because I've watched myself paint in those videos, like I feel like I've painted today. So, but I'm actually planning on going to the beach. That won't really be in this vlog, but I'm going to the beach today and tomorrow. I'm staying at the beach house because why not? And that is an example of being alone. Was I asked a bunch of my friends, you know, if anyone wanted to do a little beach trip, and none of them could because, you know, they're busy. No hard fucking feelings at all. Like, everyone's got their own shit. Like, some of them have work, some of them are also away, blah, 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 blah. So no one could come to the beach with me, and instead of being like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna go to the beach, go to the beach alone. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that that's important because, you know, obviously sometimes people aren't gonna be able to do stuff with you, and you should still go do it, like, alone. Like, I'm still gonna go to the beach, have a cute little beach trip, and have fucking fun. But yeah, I'm going to the beach this afternoon. Maybe I'll insert some clips of me, you know, having a fun time alone at the beach. I do sometimes think though, like, other end of the sort of spectrum is like, I feel like I find myself sometimes excluding myself from things before other people even exclude me. You know what I mean? And I think it's almost like a defense mechanism where I like don't like even give people the chance to exclude me. Like I do it for them, like beforehand. Like I'll sort of leave myself out so other people don't. Cause then I feel like I'm in a tiny bit more control over like being left out and excluded. And I don't know if that's like low-key from like trauma. I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like I do that because like there's been a ton of instances like in school and stuff like that where I've literally been so excluded and left out. It's not even fucking funny. And like where I'd like see my friends all hanging out without me and stuff like that, and like just like fucked up shit, like normal teenage, you know, exclusion and girl bitchiness and whatnot. So I feel like because I had a lot of that happen to me, I sort of find myself a lot of the time excluding myself from plans and stuff like before other people exclude me. So I don't know what that's about, but I feel like that's bad. Like I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why I do that. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so there's like a healthy in between. Okay, there's like isolating yourself on purpose because like you don't want to feel left out. So it's like you legit just like isolate yourself, which maybe I do sometimes a little bit. But then there's also, you know, surrounding yourself with people just for the sake of it, to like overcompensate for like being lonely, but like it's not helping because like you're not close with them and they make you feel like a worthless piece of shit. So there's like an in-between. There's an in-between for that. But yeah, I'm excited to go to the beach today, low-key. I should show you my bag, my little bag that I packed. It's really cute. Okay, I'm not leaving just yet. How cute is my little overnight bag? I know I've already shown you it. I got it when I was over in Europe, but how cute is it? I'm honestly so excited to use it. Like it is like quite small, so I really kind of had to like not bring all the stuff I wanted just because I wanted to use this bag. Anywho, but yeah.